Hi, I'm Amy Allen with Craftsy.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make rolled hem napkins. So the first thing I want to show you is how my serger is threaded. So if I just remove my waste collector and open up the front of the serger, I'll turn this so you can see that I have in my lower looper, both my upper looper and my lower one, this is called woolly nylon. It is also called a textured nylon. And here in my right needle, I just have polyester serger thread. So I'm using my right needle so that the stitch can be really close to the edge. My cutting width is brought all the way down. So is my stitch length. It's all the way down to 1, so it's very, very small. So I've already run off a thread chain, so I have that back here. It's very narrow, and I'm gonna go ahead and stitch the first side of my napkin. Now, I'm using linen. You can use whatever you like. And I want to make sure, especially with linen, because it gets lots of little fibers that hang off of the edge, that I just barely trim that edge as I sew it. Put it under my foot. And you'll see that it stitches very slowly because we're making a very tight stitch. Now the great thing about using this woolly nylon is you can see that the stitch is really filled in, so it's very beautiful. When you get towards the end of your napkin, go ahead and leave a long thread tail so you have something to hold on to while we start on the next side. Now here's a little secret, it's called thread chain. So I have this, and I'm gonna do a little bit of chain stitching where I don't even have to cut this. Because I'm just gonna go right down the next side, I can just bring this to the front of my machine, as long as it's long enough to get it under that foot, and I'm going to just hold on to this thread chain while I feed it under the foot. Now something to look for right here before my linen hits my needle is whether or not the fabric is sort of stuck near me and is not, feeding under correctly. So I'm going to get a little bit closer to the needle. And then I'm going to stop. I'm going to lift my foot just ever so slightly to kind of let the fabric just sort of reshift. So that I can get a much nicer corner. If I hadn't reshifted the fabric underneath the foot, we'd have a very pointed corner, or you'll see that the stitch won't actually catch on the edge of the fabric. So it's really good to readjust that. So once you finish going down the side of your napkin, you need to finish that little edge. So I have something here called Fray Check. I love this stuff. It's just a little bit of a seam sealant. So if I just open this up, I'll just dab this on this corner. Just one little dot is enough. It'll really soak into that woolly nylon. And then I can just clip that thread. So you'll find sometimes that you'll get kind of a hard corner. If you want it to stay nice and soft, while the Fray Check is still wet, you can take it over the iron and steam it, and that'll keep it from being just a little too hard on the corner. So here's our finished napkin edge. As you can see, it's all nice and filled in with that beautiful woolly nylon. And if you're interested in learning more about different decorative threads and your serger, you can come take my class on Craftsy.com, Beginner Serging with Amy Allen. I hope to see you there.